Some people wake up behind in life before the day even begins. Not because they're lazy, because they started with empty pockets, no connections, and a family that was already tired. If that's you, listen carefully. Being born with less is not your shame. But staying stuck because you keep repeating the same choices, that part can be changed. This is the story of a man who grew up in the same building, the same unit, the same cycle, until 1 month away from eviction forced him to choose: blame the world or build a way out. Stay until the end, because you might recognize your own life in this story, and the solution is simpler than you think. Andre was 28 and still living where he grew up. Subsidized housing on the edge of the city. Building C, Unit 204, cracked walls, broken elevator, the same view of the parking lot where his father's car used to sit before it got repossessed. His mother, Maria, raised him alone after Andre's dad left when he was 7. She cleaned hotel rooms for more than 20 years. Hard work, low pay, tired hands. She never owned a home. When she died at 56, she left less than $1,000 behind. At her funeral, Andre wore a borrowed suit and made a promise in his head. "Mom, I'll do better. I'll break this cycle." But months passed and nothing changed. Same bus route, same warehouse job, same $14 an hour. The paycheck arrived and disappeared. At lunch, the conversations were always the same. Rent is crazy, the system is rigged, people like us don't get ahead. And Andre believed it, because it explained why his life felt stuck. Blame is comfortable. If your situation is always someone else's fault, you never have to face the scary truth. Your future is your responsibility. Then one cold Tuesday, comfort ended. Andre opened his mailbox and found an eviction notice. 3 months behind. 30 days to pay $2 for 100 or get out. He sat on his couch staring at the paper, his mind racing. No savings. No car. No plan. He could already see himself sleeping on someone's couch again like he used to. That night, desperate, he called his uncle Robert, his mother's older brother. Robert grew up in the same neighborhood, then left and built a small construction business. The family rarely saw him. Andre swallowed his pride and asked for a loan. There was a long pause. Then Robert said, "I'm not giving you money." Andre's chest tightened. "So you're doing better now and you can't help family?" Robert's voice stayed calm. "Giving you money won't help you. It'll only delay the crash." Andre snapped. "I didn't choose to be born poor." Robert replied, "No, you didn't choose your start, but you were choosing to stay stuck." Those words hit hard. Robert continued, "You're living the same script your mother lived and your grandmother lived. And you're mad at me because I won't fund the next chapter of that same script." Andre went quiet, because deep down, he knew it was true. Robert's voice softened, but it stayed firm. "I grew up exactly where you are. I wore the same hand-me-downs. I ate the same cheap meals. But I decided my start wasn't my finish. I worked 2 jobs, learned at night, lived cheap, and stayed focused for years while other people stayed comfortable." Andre whispered, "So what do I do?" "I'll give you a chance," Robert said. "Saturday morning, 7 a.m. meet me at my office. If you show up, I'll show you how to build. If you don't call me again." The line went dead. Andre sat in the dark holding the eviction notice, and for the first time he understood, no one was coming to save him. If his life changed, it would be because he changed. Saturday morning, 6:58 a.m., Andre stood outside Robert's office in the cold. He almost turned back. Then he knocked. Robert opened the door, coffee in hand, surprised and satisfied. "You came." Inside, Robert wrote 2 words on a board: blame and build. He said, "Most people stay on blame. They blame the system, their parents, their neighborhood. Some of it may be true, but it turns you into a victim. Victims wait." Then he pointed to build. "This path is harder because it requires a brutal truth. You weren't responsible for your past, but you are responsible for your future." Robert leaned in. "Wealth is built with 3 things: time, decisions, and identity. If you keep spending your time like a poor man, deciding like a poor man, and thinking like a poor man, you'll stay there." Andre asked, "Okay, what does building look like for me right now?" Robert said, "I'll hire you, $18 an hour. Early mornings, real work. And after work, 5 nights a week, you learn. No scrolling, no games. You pick one skill that increases your income and you become obsessed." Andre asked, "For how long?" 2 years, Robert said. 2 years of building while other people distract themselves. Andre looked at the board, then at his uncle's hand. This was the fork in the road. He shook it. I'm in. The first months were brutal. Andre woke up before sunrise, worked until his muscles ached, then went straight to the library to study estimating, project tools, and operations using free courses. Friends laughed. You're still in the same place. Andre would answer, not for long. By month 6, he had real savings for the first time. The back rent was paid. The eviction was gone. Momentum replaced panic. By the end of year 1, Robert put him in charge of a small crew. Andre's pay rose, but the biggest change wasn't money. It was identity. He stopped seeing himself as Andre from Building C. He started seeing himself as Andre in training. Andre building something. 2 years in, Robert offered him a bigger role. Real responsibility, real stability, real future. And one day, Andre drove back to his old building. Outside Unit 204, a teenager sat on the steps looking defeated and said, "Born poor, die poor." Andre sat beside him and said, "I used to believe that too. Then I stopped waiting and I started building." And that's the message. Your starting point is real, but it's not your ending. Every day you choose one of 2 paths, blame or build. Pick one skill. Give it 1 hour a day. Trade comfort for growth. And let the next 2 years prove what excuses never will. Because your birthplace is not your burial ground. You don't need permission to build. You just need to start.